Jim Hill, weekdays at 6 and 11 p.m. on CBS 2 News.
Tonight, President Obama tells China's leaders the $1 trillion in U.S. debt they're holding is secure and they can have absolute confidence in the U.S. I'm Jeff Glor. Also tonight, a new chief for the FDA with a mandate to make sure America's food supply is safe. Real estate mogul Donald Trump under fire. Now he's being sued by Americans who lost millions on a failed resort.
The money is gone. That's all they've told us is that there is no money. That's it.
And custody standoff. An American father looks for help at the highest levels to get his son back from Brazil.
This is the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor.
Good evening. From a high-level global conference in England to a presidential pep talk in Washington, this is turning into a weekend for boosting confidence in the economy. Leaders say that times are tough, but they will get better. From the Oval Office, President Obama responded to the Prime Minister of China, who said yesterday he's worried about his country's $1 trillion investment in American bonds.
I think that not just the Chinese government, but every investor can have absolute confidence in the soundness of investments in the United States.
The success of the president's stimulus plan depends on a steady flow of Chinese investments, just as China's economy depends upon continued U.S. purchase of Chinese goods. Barry Peterson now has more on the circular relationship that has China's leaders so worried.
American investors worried about the U.S. economy have a powerful ally, China's premier, who says count him among the nervous. China has invested in more U.S. government bonds than any other country, $1 trillion. I'm a little worried, he said, urging the U.S. to, in his words, stay a credible nation and guarantee the safety of Chinese assets. And when it comes to how President Obama is handling the financial meltdown, China's premier offered a dose of hope, tempered by a sense of concern. The new administration has introduced a number of new measures, he said, but added, we are waiting to see how these will work out. The Chinese are already boosting their own economy. The country's Congress on Friday endorsed an almost $600 billion stimulus package with promises from top leaders that if even more is needed, it will be spent. This to keep China's economy growing at 8% a year. Like the American stimulus plan, it will build roads and buildings and put millions of unemployed to work. Many laid off from factories closed after demand for China's exports dropped 25% just last month. Yet billions spent here can't get China's economy moving by itself. It still needs consumers from its #1 export destination, the United States, back in stores and back buying Chinese goods. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Beijing.
Meanwhile, just outside London, the finance ministers of the so-called G20 nations were meeting today to try to coordinate their approach to the economic crisis. Easier said than done, as Mark Phillips reports.
The people who run the world's 20 largest economies gathered to lay the groundwork for a common strategy the leaders of their countries could agree on here next month. The U.S. Treasury Secretary laid out the problem.
This is a global crisis, and it requires a coordinated global response.
And the finance ministers did lay out a series of grand principles.
We stated that we're prepared to take whatever action is necessary to ensure that growth is restored, and we are committed to do that for however long it takes to do that.
But behind the class photo is a game of show me the money. While the U.S., Britain, and others have passed huge stimulus packages and are promising more, some of these governments have been less willing to commit to continuing investment just yet. The German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who was meeting British Prime Minister Gordon Brown today, wants to make sure the banking system is in fact shored up by the money that's already been spent before she agrees to spend more.
It makes no sense to pump more and more money in our economy whenever we haven't restored the confidence on the financial markets.
The meeting did establish some clear objectives. that more money be channeled through the International Monetary Fund to help struggling developing countries, that international banking and financial rules be tightened up to protect the system from the sort of meltdown it's been going through. If there was a central message, it was that we're all in this together.
A healthy U.S. economy requires a healthy and strong global economy. Our recovery will be stronger if the world is stronger.
Whatever it takes for as long as it takes is the strategy, but there is still disagreement on what whatever is. The British are spending money on banks, the U.S. on infrastructure, the French on car makers. Before President Obama and the other leaders get here next month, there's still a lot of work to do. Jeff?
Mark Phillips in London. Mark, thank you. The Arab network Al Jazeera has broadcast a new audio message said to be from Osama bin Laden. On the tape, bin Laden calls Israel's attacks on Gaza a Holocaust, and he blames moderate Arab leaders for not doing enough to stop the fighting, in which 1,300 Palestinians have died. The Russian Air Force said today that President Hugo Chavez has offered the use of a Venezuelan island as a temporary base for its long-range bombers. But a Kremlin official downplayed the comment, saying the question of basing Russian bombers on the island is only hypothetical. Lawyers for jailed swindler Bernard Madoff will be in court again next week to argue Madoff be freed on bail until his sentencing. But what's of more interest to investors is if they'll ever see any of their money again. Priya David takes a look.
In court this week, a subdued Bernie Madoff said he was, quote, deeply sorry and ashamed for cheating investors in a 2-decade-long Ponzi scheme. Words that mean little to clients burned by the convicted swindler, who want answers instead of apologies.
He's refusing to identify where the assets are or who his other co-conspirators are.
A court document filed Friday shows Madoff and his wife had almost $1 billion in personal wealth at the end of last year. His ownership of the business was by far the biggest chunk, $700 million, $45 million in stocks and bonds, $17 million in the bank, homes in New York, Florida, and France worth $22 million, $12 million half ownership of a jet, boats worth about $9 million. Grand total, at least $823 million.
There's going to be a whole lot of forfeiture. Madoff is going to have to give up anything that is related to his crime.
Those assets add up to a small fraction of what Madoff took from his clients, perhaps $20 billion, investigators now say. On paper, Madoff fictitiously grew that money to $65 billion. Defrauded clients are starting to see a trickle of reimbursement from the Securities Investor Protection Corporation, a nonprofit set up by brokerages for cases of fraud. The insurance fund pays up to $500,000 per account. So far, SIPC has dispersed $6 million to 12 investors. But President Stephen Harbeck says there are more than 5,000 claims.
People who gave money to the Madoff brokerage firm late in the day want us to use the real actual dollars put in minus real dollars put out. I can understand why people who have been in this scheme for a long time would prefer us to use the fictitious figures that Mr. Madoff was giving them, but that's not the way the law works.
But many victims, like Bert Ross, paid taxes on those fictitious earnings. Ross says he lost $5 million to Madoff, plus another $375,000 in taxes.
Taxes on income I thought I had, which I never earned because we never took money out. So that's phantom income. That money should be returned to us.
Those victims may be in luck. According to a federal theft loss law, you could be eligible for a tax refund if you've lost money over the past 3 years because of fraud. Jeff.
Priya David tonight. Priya, thank you. Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, the case of the priceless Sherlock Holmes author interview. And when we come back, how safe is our food? A new government task force will investigate.
Love to shop for shoes, but there's no place to store them. You try stacking them, hanging them, protecting them in their boxes, but you're always running out of room to store more. Introducing Shoes Under, the easy solution to organize and protect your shoes. Shoes Under is made of quality breathable materials. The protective clear zipper cover locks out dust and moisture. Plus, the double-stitched reinforced seams guarantee long-lasting durability. Now you just slide and store. It's that easy. Do your kids go on search missions just to find their shoes? With Shoes Under, you can organize their shoes and their socks. Just think of the space and the time you save. Shoes Under provides the perfect solution for storing your shoes in any dorm room. Are your scarves and belts a jumbled mess? The custom divider design of Shoes Under is great for coordinating your shoes, belts, and accessories. Now it's easy to look your best. With 2 handles, you can easily store your shoes here, under there, almost everywhere, and turn an empty space into a super storage place. Shoes are expensive, so you try to keep them in their boxes. Then you have to go searching for the right pair. Not anymore. Now you can protect, choose, and easily store. Other shoe organizers can cost a fortune, but through this exclusive television offer, you can get the 12-compartment Shoes Under for only $19.99. Call now and we'll cut that price in half. That's right, you'll get the original Shoes Under for only $10. But call right now and we'll double the offer and give you a second Shoes Under that's enough space for 48 shoes as a bonus. Just pay separate shipping and handling. That's one for fall and winter pairs. Use the second for spring and summer. This 2-for-1 offer is an incredible $40 value. So call now and get 2 Shoes Under organizers for only $10.
To order by credit card, call 1-800-514-7002. You'll get a bonus Shoes Under with today's orders, so call 1-800-514-7002. You must be 18 years or older to order.
Who's in? Who's out? Be the first to know with the NCAA Basketball Championship Selection Show. Sunday on CBS.
A former New York City health commissioner was named today to run the beleaguered FDA and get it back to the job of ensuring that food is safe for consumers. Kimberly Dozier has more.
After deadly food scares from spinach to peanut butter, President Obama is promising to make it safe to go back to the market with top-to-bottom changes at the Food and Drug Administration.
The FDA has been underfunded and understaffed in recent years, leaving the agency with the resources to inspect just 7,000 of our 150,000 food processing plants and warehouses each year.
That means roughly 95% of them go uninspected. That's been blamed for an outbreak of E. coli in spinach in 2006 that sickened 205 people and killed 5. Last year, a salmonella outbreak traced to red peppers made 407 people ill and killed 2. This year, salmonella in peanut butter sickened 683 people and killed 9.
I immediately thought of my 7-year-old daughter, Sasha, who has peanut butter sandwiches for lunch probably 3 times a week. No parent should have to worry that their child is going to get sick from their lunch.
He's not the only one who feels a little queasy.
I just think the whole food system has been built around an industrial model that doesn't serve any of us real well.
The president has nominated public health troubleshooter Dr. Margaret Hamburg to lead the FDA and change that. The research scientist is a veteran of the Clinton administration and a former New York health commissioner. Her job to update food and drug safety laws and lift employee morale. Some felt they'd become a rubber stamp for industry under the previous White House.
The agency was shifting its mission away from the public health to more of either a business as usual or catering to the regulated industry.
Susan Wood resigned from the FDA over a delay in approving over-the-counter emergency contraception during the Bush administration.
That process was turned on its head.
Hamburg has been praised as a woman unafraid to take on industry. So's the man will be her deputy. Dr. Joshua Sharfstein has pushed the FDA to warn against over-the-counter cough medicines for young children. Now, if the Senate approves, they'll be running the place. Jeff?
Okay, Kimberly Dozier in Washington. Kimberly, thank you. The president today also announced a government ban on the slaughter of so-called downer cows, animals too sick or weak to stand up. The ban should reduce the chance of meat infected with mad cow disease from entering the food supply. Just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, they lost their money in this hole in the ground, and now they're taking Donald Trump to court.
Where do you keep your cell phone?
I usually keep it in one of my pockets. I just don't know which one.
And where's your cell phone?
Wait a minute. I know it's in here somewhere.
Sound familiar? Well, if you're tired of constantly trying to find your cell phone, you need the Smart Clip, the ingenious new cell phone holder that keeps any cell phone right at hand. All you do is peel and press the Smart Clip onto your phone. Then use the opening in the loop to clip it wherever you want it. Clip it to the strap on your handbag or through a belt loop, and your cell phone is always handy. With Smart Clip, grabbing your phone is easy even when your hands are full. And look, Smart Clip's 3M adhesive is strong enough to hold this 8-pound bowling ball. And when you want to remove it, simply use the easy release notch and Smart Clip comes right off. Other cell phone holders spin around. They're uncomfortable to wear, and your phone can end up on the ground. But Smart Clip lets your phone move with you, and it keeps your phone totally secure. Slide the loop over your finger and you'll never drop your phone again. And look, Smart Clip even has a built-in LED light that turns your cell phone into a flashlight. Great for reading menus, making repairs, or for lighting up the inside of your handbag. Smart Clip even comes with a peel and stick hook. Use it on your dashboard to keep your phone handy for hands-free talking, or use it to free up clutter where you charge your phone. So stop digging through your handbag or fumbling through your pockets, and stop dropping your phone. Call now and get the Smart Clip with built-in light and peel and stick hook for just $10. Or call right now and we'll include an additional Smart Clip and peel and stick hook free. Just pay shipping and handling. That's right, you get 2 Smart Clips with built-in lights and 2 peel and stick hooks, all for just $10. But you have to call now.
Call 1-800-644-5936 to order your Smart Clip for only $10 and get 2 for the price of 1. This ingenious new holder keeps your cell phone safe, secure, and right at hand. Call 1-800-644-5936. That's 1-800-644-5936. Call now.
Las Vegas losing big. Susie Orman on making ends meet. Even some homework from Martha Stewart. The money issue, this Sunday morning.
Dozens of angry investors last night sued Donald Trump, the high-profile real estate magnate who lent his name to a failed hotel resort in Baja, Mexico. When it went belly up, they were out millions of dollars, and now they want Trump to pay up. Ben Tracy has more.
And I've gotten really good at this stuff.
As the boss of the boardroom on his TV show The Apprentice and a real estate king in real life, Donald Trump has earned a reputation.
How could you go wrong? You are investing with a multi-billionaire who has proven himself in many real estate ventures.
She's talking about this, a luxury condo hotel property on Mexico's Baja Peninsula.
Trump Ocean Resort.
Which Trump pitched in his promotional video obtained by CBS News.
When I build, I have investors that follow me all over.
That was the main reason we went ahead with this project, was because it was a Trump project.
This Southern California family made a down payment of $165,000 to secure a one-bedroom unit. With Trump's name and face all over it, they figured it was a sure bet. Instead, it went bust.
The money is gone. That's all they've told us is that there is no money. That's it.
This hole in the ground is all there is of the much-hyped project, a victim of the real estate and credit bubble burst. Investors poured $32 million into it and are now told they won't get a penny back.
In the United States, we have laws that protect the consumer to make sure that their deposit is not being used for construction. But remember, this is Mexico, and the laws are different in Mexico.
It's not clear where the money went. The Trump organization now says it was never the developer. It designed the product and simply lent its name to the project.
I'm sorry for everyone, but we are in the same boat. We had to terminate our contract because our agreements weren't obligated either.
It's another blow to the Donald's carefully crafted image. His casino business, Trump Entertainment Resorts, filed for bankruptcy protection last month, and he's been in a battle over debt payments at the Trump Tower in Chicago. Yet investors in the Baja project still can't believe they've lost everything.
It's just very shocking and unbelievable that this whole thing happened.
Especially considering the brand name they thought they were buying. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The San Diego Zoo has another mouth to feed tonight, a baby African elephant who was born at the zoo's wild animal park yesterday. He weighed in at up to 300 pounds and will grow to 8 tons as an adult. Coming up on tonight's CBS Evening News, the international child custody battle that has President Obama now involved.
Want to get strong? Want to get lean? Want to get ripped? Well, now you can with Iron Gym, the multifunction training system that raises the bar on upper body exercise. Iron Gym turns any door into your own personal gym in just seconds. Its unique design wraps around your door frame and uses leverage, so there's no screws and no damage to your door. Start off with shoulder shredding, bicep burning chin-ups and pull-ups to develop and strengthen your shoulders, arms, back, and lats. And with 3 different grip positions, narrow grip, wide grip, and neutral, you can switch up your routine and keep challenging your muscles. But we're not finished there. Take it to the floor for deep push-ups for a greater range of motion and no strain on your wrists. And it's a sturdy base for tricep dips. Then finish your workout at the base of your door with gut-busting crunches for rock-hard abs and obliques. Iron Gym is the way to get in serious shape fast. In just minutes a day, you'll build lean muscle and get ripped. With Iron Gym, you can do pull-ups, chin-ups, push-ups, dips, and crunches. Every exercise you need to build a powerful upper body, and you'll see real results in just 30 days, guaranteed. Order Iron Gym today for just 2 payments of $29.99. As a bonus, you'll also get these hanging ab straps for a more explosive abdominal workout. But call right now and we'll cut the price in half. That's right, you'll get Iron Gym with the hanging ab straps for just 1 payment of $29.99. Take the Iron Gym Challenge, use it for 30 days, and if you don't see real results, return it for a full refund. But you've got to call now.
Call 1-800-958-7495 to order the Iron Gym for only $29.99 and get ripped with the Iron Gym Challenge. That's 1-800-958-7495. Call now.
America's banks got billions in taxpayer bailout money. So why is this one giving it all back?
Wait a minute. What is this program really about?
Monday on the CBS Evening News.
President Obama met today at the White House with the visiting president of Brazil. And along with issues of energy and trade, there was talk of an ongoing child custody battle. It's a complicated affair that is grabbing headlines on 2 continents. Michelle Miller has details.
Bring Sean home!
Protesters rallied in Washington today, demanding the return of an 8-year-old American boy embroiled in a messy international custody battle.
It's not a battle between 2 countries. It's about the recognition of the pure, simple, basic human and God-given right of a parent to raise their child.
David Goldman was separated from his son Sean 4 years ago when his then wife Bruna took him on vacation to her native Brazil.
Hi, David. And I said, hi, Bruna, how are you? And she said, our marriage is over. I've decided to stay in Brazil.
Bruna never returned to the United States. She remarried and died in childbirth last August. But her second husband, a Brazilian lawyer, won't give up custody of Sean. Goldman is in Brazil this week to visit his son as the case now sits in a Brazilian court.
All the legal precedents say that the child should be returned to the father.
But Raul Felder, a prominent divorce lawyer with experience in the Brazilian legal system, says that may not matter.
The real problem is that even if they win in the Brazilian courts, how do you enforce it? Police force is not particularly effective. He's got his road cut out for him unless the president will step in, or Secretary of State.
Today, the White House press office said that President Obama raised the matter with Brazilian President da Silva, but gave no further details. Still, there has been diplomatic pressure elsewhere. This week, the U.S. House of Representatives unanimously urged Brazil to, quote, act with extreme urgency to return the boy to his father. And Secretary of State Hillary Clinton closed ranks behind the New Jersey father, comparing his ordeal with the case of Ilian Gonzalez, a 5-month-long custody battle that sparked outrage and media frenzy in the tug-of-war between his relatives in Miami and his father in Cuba. Goldman has sought relief from the Hague Convention, an international court with jurisdiction over child abductions. But Bruna's second husband says this is a private custody matter. In a letter appearing in a Brazilian newspaper last week, he said, quote, it was not our fault that the boy lost his links to the United States. We cannot now become defendants accused of being kidnappers.
But it's got to end. It's gone on way too long to begin with. And, my poor son, and the longer it goes on, time isn't our friend, and they know that.
Michelle Miller, CBS News, New York.
Next up on tonight's CBS Evening News.
But words do not live in dictionaries. They live in the mind.
A second hearing for famous voices from the past.
Just when you think you have enough space, your things grow. It gets cramped, cluttered, and out of control. But now, there's a smart solution for storing too much stuff and not enough space. Space Bag Vacuum Seal Storage Packs. They come in 2 designs, flat and the amazing cube. It's like fitting 4 storage bins in one bag, giving you the power to control the clutter. Here's how it works. Just pack your items, seal the airtight zipper, then take any vacuum with a hose and vacuum out the air. Everything stays compressed and protected. Each space bag is made with 4 layers of protection, guaranteed to lock out dirt, bugs, and moisture. So when you open them, everything comes out as fresh and clean as the day you put it in. There's an entire family of space bag solutions, from super high-capacity cubes to flat bags that store under the bed, in drawers, anywhere. No wonder Good Housekeeping calls space bags a smart solution for cramped closets and a better value than plastic bins.
What was this big stack of clothes on your bed is now this flat little package. I've got several sweaters for my daughter in here, and it's so tiny, I can put it almost anywhere.
It just allows your home to have so much more livable space.
Oh, I'm very happy with my space bags. I love them.
You can find space bag products in thousands of stores. But one of the best offers is here on TV. You'll get the Jumbo Cube plus 2 large and 2 medium bags for $19.95 plus $7.95 shipping. You'll also receive an additional Jumbo Cube bag free. Plus, get a special vacuum seal hanging bag for coats and dresses, a $10 value at no extra cost. That's a $60 value for $19.95 plus $7.95 shipping. And it all comes with an unconditional money-back guarantee. If you have too much stuff and not enough space, get the smart solution, Space Bag Storage Packs. Results may vary. You must be 18 years old or older to order and take advantage of this TV offer.
Finally tonight, you've read their words, but have you really heard them? Elizabeth Palmer has more on how legendary voices of the past are being kept alive for future generations.
It was
in a small recording studio inside the British Library, Richard Fairman has been bringing the voices of great authors, many long dead, to life.
I was very keen to go right back as far as we could. I think one of the things people love is to hear historic recordings. So I looked for the very earliest, people like Arthur Conan Doyle.
Conan Doyle wrote the first Sherlock Holmes story in 1887. The British Library had the only known recording of his voice, here explaining how real Sherlock Holmes had become to millions of readers.
To many, he seems to be a real person. And I've had numerous letters from time to time addressed to him from all parts of the world, including what was virtually an offer of marriage.
Other gems include the only known recording of Virginia Woolf.
But words do not live in dictionaries. They live in the mind.
And an interview with J.R. Tolkien, an Oxford professor who knew exactly what he'd be remembered for.
I shouldn't have thought there's very much choice, and if I remember at all, it'd be by the Lord of the Rings, I'd take it.
Most of the authors in this collection were recorded by the BBC, but only half of them are British. The rest are giants of American literature, interviewed in the U.S., but for broadcast only in Britain.
If she was going to remain... And I kept seeing these fantastic recordings. One of the first I saw was Henry Miller, and I called it up to hear it, and it was so good. I thought, Americans have got to hear this.
There's another Miller, too, Arthur, talking about his wife, Marilyn Monroe.
See, they didn't regard her as an actress, they regarded her as a sex pot.
And there's John Steinbeck, who won the Nobel Prize for work that included The Grapes of Wrath.
When I wrote The Grapes of Wrath, I was filled naturally with certain angers at people who were doing injustices to other people, or so I thought.
Very mine is my Valentine, very mine and very fine.
The collection also includes interviews with, among others, Gertrude Stein, Lillian Hellman, and Raymond Chandler.
If she was going to remain an actress...
Words, as Virginia Woolf said, full of echoes, memories, and associations, now given new life.
Is much in demand.
Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, London.
That is the CBS Evening News tonight. Later on CBS, 48 Hours Mystery. I'm Jeff Glor, CBS News in New York. Good night.
CBS News is very good news.
Next at 6 o'clock, an arrest warrant issued for actress Lindsay Lohan.
Plus, a plane crashes near Cal Poly Pomona.
And a dangerous holdup caught on tape. Tonight, the suspects are on the run.
And we could have a chilly Sunday forecast out there, but the 80s are on their way. I'll have your forecast next.
Those stories and Steve Hartman with USC's big win that put them in the big dance. It's all next on CBS 2 News at 6.
This is Giant Worthington Ford with over 1,000 cars or trucks on sale. I'll sell you any car on this lot for just $95 down. Look, an 07 Pontiac Grand Prix for $89.50, an 06 Chrysler 300 for $10,900, an 05 Toyota Scion for $10,900, an 06 Mercury Milan for $89.50, an 07 Chevy Bolt for $79.50, and $95 down is all it takes. It's Worthington Ford in Long Beach, $29.50, Bellflower Boulevard, Long Beach.